I like sports, and that's it.
Yo, 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 it's the one and only Lyse.
And it's your girl Velz, aka Velly Vel, if that's what you want to call me.
And together we are
Loc'd in Sports.
Yo, episode 25.
Episode 25.
Hey!
We're back,
and
baby.
We're back.
We're back. We know it's been a while. Y'all haven't heard from us in a minute, you know, but life happens. And but here we are. And Lyse, I'm going to start with you. Like, how you been?
Oh, man. I've been up and down, really. Up and down. It has been a rough, I'll say, month and a half. One of the reasons why, and I usually don't really get off into my personal business like that, but it's the reason why we hadn't recorded, man. Right. My mom has been hospitalized since the end of January, and that's kind of what took us a while to kind of record. She's on her road to recovery, so we're thankful and thanking God for that.
Yep.
So that's kind of what's been going on in my world, just kind of being with her and, you know, trying to get her back on the right track. And like I said, God is great, God is good, and I feel like now we're on that road to recovery. So, like the sports, baby, here we are.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I just, in this downtime for us, just, we finished basketball season. Wasn't an ideal season for us, so we definitely have to hit the reset button on that.
Right.
Currently on spring break.
Hey.
So I plan on getting a lot of rest this week and just kind of recouping and recovering. Just from the season, just life period in general.
Absolutely.
You just need those reset moments. Also, your girl is back in the gym.
Okay.
Back in the gym.
Body goals. Huh?
Yeah, and reason is, I'm an athlete, ex-athlete, used to play ball, and, kind of, it gets tough during the season, and you're not supposed to make excuses when it comes to being healthy. Right. But it just be some moments I just don't feel like it. And I didn't feel like it for almost a year.
Yeah.
It was a year, I think. So, started hooping with the girls in our athletic period. And,
that's what's up.
That kind of got my juices to going and flowing. Because I always say, it's time to get back. It's time to get back. I talk to myself, it's time to get back. But getting on the floor with them kind of gave me that push. And so, back in the gym, trying to get these health goals going, but that's really all it is with me.
Yeah,
that's it.
Shoot, let's not waste any time. Let's get the people what they tuned in for. Let's get off into it. Hey, Beezy, you know what to do. Drop that beat. Yes, we are late. We are late. But the Super Bowl did happen, and during our wait time, we still were able to come together and enjoy watching the Super Bowl with each other. We was chilling at my auntie house. It ended up being the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think once it got down to the Final Four, we wasn't surprised who would probably be going. Yeah,
but we also didn't pick those teams to make it.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
We had we had Detroit.
Yeah.
And we had the Ravens.
Right, we did, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
They couldn't get it done, so it ended up being the 49ers and the Chiefs, and again, the Chiefs reigned victorious, taking that Super Bowl 25-22. I'm not surprised. Again, we've always said you just don't count out Pat Mahomes.
Can't.
When there's a Mahomes, there's a way. And we saw that during the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, man. Like Lee said, I was not expecting them personally to win the Super Bowl this year. And I have been talking about that in previous episodes that the Chiefs just didn't look like the same team, in which they didn't. But they did turn it on when it mattered. And in the playoffs, they did not lose, and they ended up, winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
It was a good game. I believe that the San Francisco 49ers, they were up 10-0.
Yeah.
And I forgot when that changed, but yeah, I mean, it was a good game. It went into overtime.
It did.
Questionable play calling, I guess, for the 49ers.
Yeah.
I think was one of the reasons why the Chiefs went on and pulled it out. But, I mean, whenever we did know which two teams were going to make it to the Super Bowl, I had the Chiefs winning.
Yeah.
And
there's just no way I was going to pick the 49ers anyway.
Not that time. I mean, but even though they could have won.
They could have won, but I just wasn't going to pick them.
Because the score was what, 25-22?
25-22. The mishap happened when they didn't know the overtime rules and they got elected to get the ball first. And they ended up, getting a field goal, but then the Chiefs had another chance. And they ended up scoring a touchdown, and that was game. But, yeah, I don't care who was on the other side of, or who the 49ers opponent was. It could have been, I don't know, the Cleveland Browns, and I was going to pick the Browns. I'm just not going to pick San Francisco. Like, you're not going to have more Super Bowls than the Cowboys.
San Francisco? Oh, yeah. Yes, and that was another reason why I wanted the Niners to lose. And also, I know Niners fans, and I just wanted them to be hurt right along with us.
Misery loves company.
You know what? That's what they say. But, yeah, man, so Patrick Mahomes... And the Kansas City Chiefs, they win another Super Bowl. How many rings do you think Patrick Mahomes will win in his career?
Man, I would say as long as he keeps playing at an elite level and they keep, somewhat of a team around him, he's on ring, 3 right now?
I believe it's 3.
I can see Pat winning 3 more. What is he, like 27 right now?
As far as age?
Yeah.
Is he? Ooh, I don't know.
He may be like, between 25, 27 age range. I'm not sure. We might can fact check that.
Yeah.
But I think
28.
28, yeah. I mean, so he's still got some time, man. It's not like he's injured. He hasn't been beat up like that. I think Pat could probably pull out 3 or 4 more of these rings. I think he can give Brady a run for his money. Again, that's as long as Kansas City does what they need to do as an organization by, like I said, keeping the right roster around him, and as long as he keeps playing at the elite level, man, the sky's the limit with Pat Mahomes, for real.
It is. I think I agree with you. Only thing is, you just never know what happens over the course of a season.
You don't.
Each year. I mean, if injuries happen, whatever, trade, whatever the case, like anything can happen over the course of a season. But I do agree that if he continues to play at an elite level, stays healthy, and they put pieces around him to help him, I believe that he could win. I would say at least 2 more. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's safe to say we can call Kansas City a dynasty at this point. I mean, I believe that.
Yeah.
So, hey, they're the best, and when you're the best, like at first when Kansas City was winning, people were happy for them, right? Mm-hmm. But now they just win so much, now everybody just hates Kansas City, and it doesn't make it any better that, the whole Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift thing, and, it makes the Chiefs even more unlikable. But hey, man, I can't hate on it. That is a great team. That's a well put together team. Now they do need some receivers, so I hope that they will again get some in the offseason, draft one or something like that, because that is something that they are lacking. They have no wide receivers on that team.
Right. So yeah, I'm sure they'll get that figured out. Whether it's in a draft or via trade, but they'll
they're gonna have to.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to.
But I think that's a decent problem for them to have right now, because if you can go a whole season without any really decent, good wide receivers and still win the championship, I mean they doing something right over there.
I agree, and I think San Francisco too. To give them credit, they're in the mix. They'll be in the mix for a minute.
Christian McCaffrey is crazy.
He's a stud. He's
stud. Insane.
Yeah, and as long as he keep him healthy, because when he was with Carolina, he stayed hurt all the time. But, seems like since he's been with San Fran, he's been healthy, and I don't see him slowing down. He has help where he doesn't have to, take on the whole load. They got Debo. They got, I guess Brandon Ayuk is coming back, but I've heard that he's probably going to try to go somewhere else. I don't know. That's was something I read online. But San Francisco is a team to be worried about. I feel like, they're going to just continue to get better. And that makes me think, too, Velz, while we're thinking about it. Watching that Super Bowl showed me how far off the Cowboys are. Like, it did. When I watched that, I'm like, yo, we're not that good. Like, it's so true. You put the Cowboys in that situation, in that Super Bowl, and I don't think they would have been able to rise to the occasion. I think they would have folded. I'm
not gonna say that they would have folded. I mean, because each matchup is gonna be different. You know what I mean? And that matchup was what it was. But I feel like, when you have that guard or that main guy on the court, when it comes to basketball, they can control a game. Or when you have a team that could you play fast pace and they can slow you down. I feel like that would have been the situation had the Cowboys made it to the Super Bowl. I feel like we would have tried to control the game in a way it was beneficial for us.
I get that. So you're talking about like the game plan. But I'm just talking about just the team as a collective.
In the whole,
Like there is a clear-cut difference between the great teams and the Cowboys. And I feel like we're just not on that level. Like, we're not on the level with a Kansas City. We're not on the level as the 49ers. We're not on the level as the Ravens. We're just not that good. Now, we are we're like a tier 2.5, 3 team, honestly. Like, I'm just literally comparing watching Cowboy games and then watching other teams play, and I'm like, how come those teams go out there and can, get down the field in, less than 3 minutes, and we're still on the 10-yard line down there by the opponent's field touchdown?
Well, we've talked about this before, and we both feel that Dak Prescott is just not. It starts there.
It does start.
We gotta have a quarter. Even though his numbers are great, they look amazing. He had an MVP season, but it starts with him. And if he can't give you any wins in the playoffs, I mean, we're never going to get anywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, but they're going to continue to trust in him now.
Yeah.
He hadn't signed no big contract yet as far as like an extension.
That's what they're working on.
So they're working on the extension. Yeah. So they're going to extend him.
Yeah. He's going to possibly be the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Well, I mean, I don't know. This is just a team that I root for. And when you think about it, I just hope that something clicks. If we're going to extend that, I pray something clicks to where he's unstoppable, because he's a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback.
But he just doesn't perform when need be.
Yeah. And
when I say need be, I mean playoffs.
Right.
So we could get a 13-5 record, or we can go 12-5. We can go 13-4. We could do whatever. Like, season is decent. We done won most of our games, but when it gets to the playoffs, we have to start winning and advancing.
Yeah.
Win or go home, and we've gone home the past few years in the playoffs. So, but you know what? That's neither here nor there. I know we weren't even supposed to be really talking about them like this tonight.
No, but I just had wanted to give my opinion that there's a clear-cut difference between Super Bowl contender teams and the Cowboys, and we're not there. We're just simply not there.
We're not there yet. I agree with you.
So that's all. I just wanted
First step is to admitting. Maybe that helps us win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
when we admit it.
We've got to do something about it. I mean, we can admit it all day.
I know, I'm just messing.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, like, we can sit, we can admit until the cows come home. But until something changes, we're going to be sitting in the same spot next year talking about the same damn thing.
And speaking of changes, we actually lost a running back today.
We did. Free agency started, didn't it?
Yep. NFL free agency started today, and there have already been pieces that have been moved. Right. Starting with Tony Pollard, our running back, our starting running back. One of the reasons Zeke got traded, and one of the reasons we got rid of him. He's gone now.
Yeah.
He's gone now. I believe he signed a 3-year deal with
the Tennessee Titans.
The Titans. He signed a 3-year deal with the Titans, and so we no longer have Tony Pollard.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
So I'm kind of in the middle, if I could be honest. Like, I'm cool with him leaving because I just don't feel like he just had a great season for us last year. Now, granted, he was coming off an injury.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's part of me is like, okay, you know, that's fine. But the other side is like, well, now what? Well, who's going to play running back?
Right.
Dottle's straight, but Dottle's not every down back. Deuce Vaughn, he didn't even see the field this past season, unless he's finna just take one giant leap this offseason. So it's just like, so what are we doing at this point? Saquon is now with Philadelphia.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs has now went to Green Bay. DeAndre Swift is now with Chicago. So who's out there? I mean, Derrick Henry, I believe, hasn't signed with anyone, but we're not trying to.
Derrick Henry?
I mean, he lives here.
He did get a house. Yeah, he did just recently get a house here, right?
So, yeah, he did. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to it now. But the thing is with Derrick Henry, I mean, he's 30. And it also depends on what kind of contract he's looking for. You know what I mean? I don't think that we need to exhaust all our resources on Derrick Henry. But if he's willing to come here, you know, on a decent deal, I would be more than happy to have him.
I agree with you there. We don't need to throw the house in the car and all of that at him. We just need to give him a decent deal. If he agrees to that, then yes, please. I like Derrick Henry's game. He's a tough, strong back. He can take out.
Remind you of Zeke?
Yes, and he can get you some yards. Like he'll take off on you. He'll break on you. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if we can get him in on a good deal, I agree with you. I think he should come in. And maybe that's one of the reasons why they got rid of Tony Pollard is because they know something we don't.
That's possible.
I don't know. But I can't wait till the draft because I want to see, like, what our mindset is in the draft. I don't know what pick we have just yet.
Yeah.
But I want to see, like, how they're thinking. And also, a question I have for you, when is NFL free agency over?
Good question. I think it runs for. Don't it run like maybe for a few weeks?
Okay,
it's possible. I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll see. So I mean, it's open. It just started today, so we'll see what kind of moves Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys make.
Well, you know, he says he's going all in, so we'll see what that means and what that looks like. Another notable, Kirk Cousins, he signed 4 years, $180 million with the Atlanta Falcons. What do you think about that signing or that move?
He's coming from the Vikings, right? I mean, maybe I don't know because it's some good quarterbacks that are about to come out of college, right? Yep. And I don't really know what some of these teams' mindsets are when it goes to, you know, signing these players because as you can see, it worked out for Baker Mayfield with the Buccaneers. He just re-signed with them as well.
Change of scenery.
Yep, and so like change of scenery, yes, has a lot to do with you know how players play in some instances, but. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I mean, it's like let's see what they do type deal.
Right.
But Kirk Cousins, he isn't a bad quarterback.
No.
So I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's good for Atlanta, man. They haven't had like a real quarterback since Matty Ice. So even though Kirk Cousins may not be the best quarterback that there is, I think that's a good look and a good pickup for Atlanta, man, and especially with Bijan and stuff like that. So yeah, man, we'll just have to wait and see. Another notable too, man, Austin Eckler is now with the Washington Commanders. He signed a 2-year, $11.43 million contract. I don't think that's bad. I wonder where Dallas was on that deal.
Eckler, yeah.
For Eckler. So, you know, our division has gotten tougher, I would like to say.
It has. It has.
Shoot, somebody went to the Eagles, didn't he?
Saquon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Saquon. That's what I said that. So, like, I mean, you know, it's interesting. I hope Cowboys don't get caught, you know, with their hands in between their legs. And you know, start really working on these phones, see what's going on. Like I said, I don't know exactly where we are in the draft. But Again, I'm here to see. Jerry said all in. Let's see what that means. Let's just see what that looks like.
Yeah. That's all I have on free agency, but we just gotta wait and see.
That's it. Like
Drake said, we gonna see.
Right. I know we kind of skipped. I don't know if you want to talk about it. The Usher concert at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, the halftime show.
Yeah. Did you like that?
I felt like it was okay. I think we were jamming. He did about 20. Well, he did about 30 to 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Something like that per song. So he was kind of going through them quick. Mm-hmm. Did have a special guest on, well, a couple of them special guests. He had her came out.
Yep.
And then also Alicia Keys, in which there was an ongoing meme with him hugging her from behind and them looking happy. Honestly, it was funny to me. You know,
folks made it a big deal.
They did. They made it a big deal. But overall, I think that it was a good show. I think him ending it with was dope. You know, he had Luda come out. He had Lil Jon come out.
Yep.
It was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining. I know we was all glued to the TV and singing and dancing or whatever. Well, not maybe not more so dancing, but like at least singing. We was grooving in there.
We was in that thing. It was fun.
Next year, Super Bowl is in New Orleans.
Right.
Everybody wants
Lil
Wayne.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think that would be good too because he has, I know at least. I'll say 6 or 7. Yeah, he has a catalog of songs that he would be able to record for the halftime. That'll carry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And so, but that would be dope. But I don't think it's going to be Wayne, though.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. They gave you too many black artists.
He may come out.
Somebody bring him out.
Yeah, but he ain't. I don't know if he gonna headline it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Super Bowl in New Orleans is dope, man. It's like the Super Bowl is always in New Orleans. They need to bring that thing back to Dallas. Give us a redo. It's not fair, man. Weather was bad that last time, so bring that thing back to Dallas. But anyway, Lil Wayne would be dope. If he was a headline, but again, I don't think the NFL is gonna let y'all have that many urban artists, and it's been a lot of them in a row.
It has been,
and I think they said, okay, you didn't just had enough.
Right.
Okay. But no, I think it'd be super dope, and they should at least consider it.
Yeah, they should. Yeah. They should. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that.
Yeah.
But I guess, is that it for the NFL?
I think so, man. The draft be coming in April, so we'll probably have a little bit more NFL when that time comes. But as far as, what's been going on right now, the draft combine, I haven't really just been paying 100,000% attention to, besides when old dude broke the 440
the
record. So I mean that's and I don't even know his name for real. So that's how much I haven't been paying attention to the combine. But again, I've been going through some personal thing. Yeah. But I mean that's pretty much all I got, Bills, on the NFL. Just waiting to see what the boys gonna do, if anything at all, child.
Yep. All right, so I guess we're moving on.
Let's move on
to the NBA. Beasley dropped that beat.
Wow.
All right. So again, like, as y'all know, it has been a while, you know, since we've recorded an episode. So we are late, we are tardy. But recap of All-Star Weekend, man. Like, it was, it was an interesting one, only because it was not as entertaining as ones in the past.
Right.
I'm still, I'm an NBA fan, so I'm gonna watch it regardless, For sure. But it was a little, it could have been better. Yeah. And I'll go into detail, but what did you think about NBA All-Star Weekend?
All-Star Weekend, it was okay. It's not as good as All-Star Weekends in the past. I did watch all the fun Saturday activities. I watched some of the Friday activities. The 3-point challenge is now by far like the best event.
It is.
Going. I thought the Sabrina and Steph shootout was dope.
That was good.
That was really fun and interesting. So I like that they're bringing new elements to All-Star Weekend and stuff like that. But the dunk contest, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it is lacking the star power. You know what I mean? I feel like you got to get some of these, these stars in there, the Edwards in there, the Zion Williamson.
I don't know why he didn't.
When Ja gets back healthy, put Ja in there. I think it's lacking that where in the past, past, the stars were, participating in things like that. And then, we kind of got away from it. And I think that's what's kind of is lacking, that it factor. Yeah. In my opinion. It
is. I like you. I watched Friday night. I watched the celebrity game, and I might I say, Michael Parsons can hoop.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That man hoop. Like, honestly, that was probably one of the best games to watch, because you saw these athletes who can play multiple sports, like, just look great. I mean, they was dunking. I mean, they was doing some crazy stuff. So it was Micah, and I'm trying to remember who else. I don't want to do them like this. Oh, Puka Nacua. Yeah. He, man, that man is nice as well. Yeah, and there was a couple of others that did their thing. But I watched the celebrity game. I tried to watch the
Rising Stars.
The Rising Stars. I didn't catch it all.
And shout out to Derek Lively for making the Rising Stars team. And I caught a little bit of that.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I mean, and then Saturday night, definitely the 3-point contest is like the most entertaining event right now going. NBA All-Star Weekend. I definitely enjoyed watching Sabrina versus Steph, in which Sabrina did her thing, man. Like, she could have beat Steph. He only won by 2 or 3 or something like that.
Wasn't that much, man. She shot from the regulation line.
Right. So I really feel like she put on a show along with Steph. Yeah. But that man is the greatest shooter ever.
Yeah, he is.
And so, but the regular 3-point shooting contest was really good. And then I also like watching the skills challenge. I enjoy watching that.
It was cool.
It's all right. But that dunk contest was terrible. I mean, I just was not entertained. Y'all let Matt McClung, which no hate, you know what I mean? But y'all let Matt McClung, which is not even, he ain't even on no team. He in the G League right now, and he done won the dunk contest 2 years in a row.
Crazy.
And so, but like you said, it's lacking that star power. It's lacking the excitement. Like, people are starting to lose faith and hope in the dunk contest. Yeah. And everybody's always gonna watch. Right. But it has not been entertaining. And one thing I don't like, though, is Stephen A. and everybody else blaming LeBron because the dunk contest is sorry. That has nothing to do with Brian. Right. Brian, to me, is not a dunk contest dunker, even though he won in high school, but it was LeBron, and he's 6'8", 250 coming out of probably was like 240, 250 coming out of high school. Like, they was going to give it to him. But he's not an entertainment dunker to me. I think Brian is just an in-game athletic dunker, if that makes sense. Like, he done flew a couple of times. He done got him a couple of bodies. In the warm-up line, he may do, a couple of 360s or whatever, but
he's a power dunker.
I don't want, personally, I would have loved to see LeBron in the dunk contest. Don't get me wrong. But at this point now, obviously in his career, I'm good. Like, and I'm cool. I'm not mad at him for not ever doing the dunk contest. Like, I can live without it. You know what I mean? But I agree with you. I want to see the kids like Ant Edwards. I want to see Ja Morant. Obi Toppin is not bad. I want to see Zion, and Zion did say, like, if he's an all-star, then he will participate in the dunk contest. I want to see those high flyers, man. That's who I want to see. Like, and I'll never forget the dunk contest where Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon put on a show. That was probably one of the best
it's up there.
Dunk contests. That's the kind of stuff they ain't got to be huge names. But give us somebody that's going to be creative and complete their dunks and put on a show.
15 minutes.
Right, trying to complete one dunk.
That's why they had to start putting timers on it.
Right. So, but yeah, and then the game was.
I kind of wanted to get back to you with Brian.
Okay.
And I feel what you're saying. It would have been nice, for Brian to have it at that time. Of course, now it's too late.
Yeah.
But maybe between his seasons when we first got in the league, so probably when he was with Miami during his prime, like, I feel like, he probably should have participated in the dunk contest, man, for the fans. I feel like, just for the fans' sake. to give the fans something to cheer for and to be excited about. Now it doesn't change his legacy. He's still who he is. But me personally, I feel like I would love to have seen Brian and dunk contest, and I wish I could just ask him why did he never want to participate. Was it the fear of losing? Because it doesn't matter. Like Jordan lost it. Huh? I
don't think he cares.
Oh, because I'm gonna say like Jordan lost the dunk contest. Kobe Bryant lost it. I don't think Kobe won. I can't remember. If he won the dunk contest. I mean, a lot of people don't win the dunk contest, but it's still something fun and it's an iconic moment and legendary moment of that weekend. Yeah. And so that's the only thing. No knock on it. Just like I wish I could have.
Like I said, I wish I would have been able to see him in the dunk contest, but at the same time, I'm not mad that he didn't. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. But I just don't like that Stephen A. is trying to blame.
Yeah, I'm not gonna blame
this on him. Sir, stop.
Yeah, that's a reach.
You're doing too much at this point. But yeah, and then last but not least, the game on Sunday was. So I think they scored the most points. I think Team Giannis's team scored the most points. Like I think ever. I think they had like 207, 208, 213, something like that. I'm like, God, that's like when you put those caliber players.
And then you don't play any defense.
Oh, right, yeah. Without defense, I mean, they can really put up points. But Team Giannis did end up beating Team LeBron. It really wasn't a competitive game.
No, it was trash.
So I do feel like the game should be better.
Yeah, because the game is
I want to see an entertaining game. I'm not saying get out there and hurt each other and all that, but at least
some pride, though.
At least like play
with some pride.
85-90% defense at least. You could take some plays off, but I want to see a back and forth game to the fourth quarter. That's the kind of All-Star game I want to see when you got all them types of players.
Yeah, you want to see that. Like that's like almost like a once. I ain't gonna say once in a lifetime, but like a once in a lifetime kind of deal when you got nothing but your quote unquote superstars going at it head to head. Well, 5-on-5, whatever. But go ahead. No, go. You can finish. Well, I'm just saying. Like I mean, we got the All-Star that game has to get better, and I don't know how you can change it. I know, they try to throw in like I said, maybe add some different kind of incentives to get these players a little motivated to want to, like I said, I don't want anybody to get hurt because it's smack dab in the middle of your season. But as a consumer, as a fan, you want to see good basketball. Mm-hmm. And yes, cool. You can shoot threes from half court, but that's all they were doing. The whole entire game was a pull-up three from half court. Shout out to Dame for winning MVP, man. I know Indiana pissed off at you because you were supposed to let Halliburton get it. But shout out to Dame, man. He MVP All-Star, 3-point contest winner. Dame held it down All-Star weekend. But like you said, I want to see some defense. I want you to make them play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get your ankles broke. Oh well, it's part of the game. Like this is really All-Star games like street ball. This is when you can like put out your street ball moves. And it's just I don't know. It just got to get better, man. It's just every year it gets suckier and suckier and suckier.
Yeah, I mean the past couple of years have been entertaining because they've gone down to the wire and they've the past couple of years, but like this past year.
Last year was trash too. They don't play no damn defense.
Last year was still good though. It kind of like came down. If it comes down to the end and it's within 5 to 7 points or whatever, and not because they can score them points in bunches. Right. Like I'm okay with that at least. But if it's like a blowout, I'm just like okay. But I'm gonna call this real quick and then I'm gonna be done talking about All-Star. Sure. If they continue to play defense the way they are playing, I feel like Wembanyama probably will be one of the ones to score the most points in an NBA All-Star game.
I can see that.
I can see that happening.
I can see
he stay healthy, he make it to All-Star, which he will. Yeah. Like, I feel like he will probably score
I can see you can't
the
guard
most
him.
Points.
Can't guard him. How you going to guard Wembanyama?
Yeah. And they not playing no defense, so.
Yeah. So
I can see that happening.
You just, man, hey, Wemby, go stand right there.
Right.
Toss you the ball.
He's shooting threes. He can dunk. He can finish. Like, he can shoot mid. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like, Wemby, I like Wemby, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's living up to the hype.
All right. So, as we continue to talk about the NBA, let's talk about the stuff that matters.
Let's get in that trade deadline. Let's get into that trade deadline.
Okay, go ahead.
because that was right after All-Star, right? The trade deadline. So real quick,
it was before All-Star.
It was before. So a few, I guess, notables. Siakam is now with Indiana. I can't remember what the trade-off was, but I don't think it was like a whole bunch of stuff. Right. It was a 3-team trade, I think. Was it?
I think so.
Something like that. Anyway, the bulk of the trade was Siakam going to Indiana. And how do you feel? Has that worked out so far?
Yeah, so far it's been okay. They beat y'all 2 times in a row. I mean, but I'm not. I wasn't trying to throw shade.
You were, because all you had to say was, yeah, I know. Like, you didn't. I mean, that's crazy.
Man, I did kind of. Okay, I'm sorry. I really wasn't trying to be. I wasn't trying to be like that.
Yeah, all right.
It's worked out to the point to where, let's see, they're sitting at right now. Currently, they're the number 7 seed.
They are playing
in the East. They are a play-in team. But they're one game. They're actually one game behind 5 and 6.
Yeah, true.
So I mean,
2 out of 4.
They right there.
Yeah,
they right there. It's been okay. Tyrese Halliburton, I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah.
He has fallen off a little bit. Because at the beginning of the season he was on a tear, and then once he got hurt, he kind of like whenever he came back, and he's fallen off a little bit. But they're still finding ways to win games. He's still obviously being aggressive, and he's still,
he's still
making an
ball.
impact. Look at this. We'll take that out, but that was crazy. He dunked on Wemby and made him fall.
Yo. And that's okay. We can let him know. Who is it? Somebody off
the Warriors. But yeah. And so, but I think the pace is okay. I don't know. What you think? I don't really care too much. Honestly, if I'm being real.
I'm not. I'm not an Indiana Pacers fan. But I mean, I think it has worked out for Siakam, man. I think it definitely boosted their team.
Yeah.
So it didn't hurt them.
They lost Mathurin though. They just lost Mathurin.
Oh yeah, he's hurt. So I mean, still, I don't think that doesn't take too much. I don't think he's a rookie. Ain't he?
No, this is his second year.
Oh, well, shit.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I don't really care about the Pacers.
Another notable, and this one I care about. The Mavericks made some moves, man. We got Daniel Gafford from the Wizards for practically nothing. And we also traded for P.J. Washington, again, almost for practically nothing. We gave up Seth Curry and Grant Williams. Good trade. I'm not going to get off into that until we kind of get off into, when we talk about our respective teams. But a good trade that was necessary to that needed to be made.
Yeah.
I admit I didn't know too much about Gafford prior. But let's just say the landlord said rent was due. And I'll get more off into that when it's time. But that's all I can think about as trades that I can remember that was kind of big. Do you remember any?
I know Anunoby went to New York.
Okay.
Kyle Lowry is now with the Sixers, I believe.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a good move too.
Who else? Who went to the Raptors?
I don't remember.
Oh, dude from New York. He played for the Knicks.
Oh, RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett went to the Raptors. His home,
Anobi.
where he's from, right?
Oh yeah, he is from Canada.
And so I think it just worked out for both teams. But the Raptors right now, they're 12th. They are out of the play-in, so I don't see them really doing much of nothing. But from off the top of my head, that's all I can really think of as far as trades go, that's like big notable trades.
Right, absolutely.
Looking at the teams in the West, I don't really remember too many. Besides Dallas.
Yeah.
Making major moves. So
yeah. Well, that was a recap of a little trade deadline.
Yep.
All right. So what were you about to get into?
I was just about to get into the standings. Let's go. Let's talk about it. I think each team currently right now has about maybe 16, 17 games left, give or take, and it's getting down to the nitty gritty, man. Right now in the NBA, this is the time to where, like, if you're at the bottom, you gotta start putting together wins in order to stay afloat and also to stay out of that 9 and 10 seed. But right now let's start with the East. Right now in the East, Boston's still looking really, really good.
Yep.
They are 49-14.
They're running away with this.
They're running away in the East right now. And they're sitting at 49-14. And
in the West.
the number two team, Milwaukee Bucks, they're 8 games behind them. So, and then so Boston looks good. Milwaukee still don't. They're number 2 in the East, but they're still trying to put it together. I feel like,
especially they just got not just got, but at this point, Doc Rivers.
Yes, they got a new coach, Doc Rivers. They let go of their previous coach, which they should. I feel like they shouldn't have. Should have just kept him. And with the Bucks, they don't scare me.
The Bucks don't scare me.
Giannis is still powerful. He's still nice. Dame is still always gonna be Dame time, but they just not. I don't know. Something about them. I don't know. I can see them going home. I don't see them making it to the. I could see them making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I could see if they play against Boston, I could see Boston sending them home.
I could see that. I could see that. Yeah.
Cleveland, they still looking good. They are a very scrappy team. They fight. They gritty. They sitting at 41-23. The New York Knicks, they look all right. They're still waiting for Randall to come back. But they're sitting at number 4. Orlando, surprisingly sitting at number 5. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to be funny.
I didn't see that coming.
But I did not see Orlando being the number 5 seed in the Eastern Conference.
They started off good though.
They definitely did because they were number 1 at one point, right?
Number 1, and we all said that was smoke and mirrors.
It was a fluke.
And then then they became a play-in team, and then now they've found their way up into the top 5. So.
Yep, which is crazy. Yeah. And then you got the Sixers sitting at 6. Of course, we know why because Joel Embiid has been injured for the past month and some change, and so and it's affected me too because he's on my fantasy team.
Bruh.
So, I believe if the playoffs, maybe the second round, I believe he could come back. But I think they're gonna rest him probably at least as long as they can.
Right.
And then, they'll bring him back eventually. And then, of course, you got Indiana at 7, Miami at 8, which is surprising to me, Chicago at 9, Atlanta at 10. And Atlanta's without Trey, who is injured. He had surgery on, I forgot, his thumb or something on his hand. And so he's out right now. They won't be making any noise. So what do you think about the Eastern Conference?
That's... Miami being a play-in team, I'm surprised at. But they're just the way this year has been going. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is right. Orlando being at 5, like we've already said, that's the shocker. I would have replaced Miami with Orlando, and I would be like, okay, yeah. Obviously, Sixers are feeling Embiid not being there because they have now dropped to 6, and they was like one of the top 3 teams.
They were
in the East. So, I mean, the East is shaping out kind of, like I said, the way that I would have pretty much had predicted.
Mm-hmm. Except Orlando.
So, except for Orlando and Miami and the Sixers being at 6.
Yeah.
Cleveland's doing the damn thing, even though they're without Donovan at this moment. Mm-hmm. The Knicks hanging on in there. I remember you had said the Knicks gonna nick. Do you still believe that?
Yeah, I still do. I think that, they're sitting at number 4 right now, but I think once those playoffs start, they'll fizzle out. That's just how I feel. No disrespect to Jalen Brunson, no disrespect to Julius Randle or any of those boys over there because Jalen Brunson for sure, like I love his game and I love his passion. Yeah. The New York Knicks gonna nick.
Niggas gonna
That's
nick.
just how I feel.
No, I feel that, man.
They're not scared. They don't scare me. They don't put fear in my heart.
Ain't nobody scared of the Knicks, bro. Ain't nobody scared of the Knicks. I mean, the only thing is, I'm still hurt about Jalen Brunson. But I
wish I would have kept him.
But who's to say Jalen Brunson would been this person here?
He would have been. He was starting. No,
he definitely was. But I'm saying, but now you are the face now. So it's like now you got free range to be, and him playing with Luka may not have given him all this freedom he has with the Knicks. So I wish I would have got to see how that would have played out. But Hey, he's killing it in New York. I can't hate on that, man. All-star this year. But shout out to the Knicks, man. I hope y'all make a little noise in the playoffs, man. It's been a drought for you guys.
Yeah, so Western Conference, where both of our teams reside. The Wild Wild West, man.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more tighter over here. Everybody is pretty much separated by a game.
Yep.
If you look at it from number one on down,
yep.
The team under that team that's in front of them, they separated by a game or 2 or 3.
Right, absolutely.
Which is crazy.
It's always been like that. The West has always been tough.
Right. So right now, Oklahoma City, they sitting at number 1 at 45-19. Denver is sitting at number 2, 44-20. Minnesota Timberwolves is sitting at number 3 at 44-21, which they had just lost Cat. He is out indefinitely, but I believe that if they make it a little bit far in the playoffs, I think they'll get them back eventually. The Clippers sitting at number 4, 41-22. The New Orleans Pelicans, which are on fire right now, they sitting at number 5, 39-25. The Phoenix Suns just came back on the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. They're sitting at number 6. They're going to be 38-27 when it's all said and done, when this updates. The Kings sitting at 7, 36-27. The Dallas Mavericks are sitting at 8. At 36-28, which the trades that you guys made y'all scary athletic. I feel like I haven't seen Dallas look that athletic in a minute.
Never looked
ever, ever, yeah. The Lakers are sitting at number 9 at 36-30, and then the Golden State Warriors they beat the Spurs tonight. They're sitting at number 10 at 33-30.
Yep.
Okay, so before we get to the Mavs and the Lakers, like, what are your thoughts on the West?
You said it all. It's tight from top to bottom.
Yeah,
and I think. When it's all said and done, I think Denver will be number 1 in the West. I think, Minnesota I believe was holding down that top spot for a minute, but losing Cat does hurt them. But Edwards, man, he definitely this season, he has just brought it totally. I'm not going to say a totally different player. I would say a player that has worked on his game and that's really turning into a pro. He looks amazing. He's one of those ones that's going to be around for years to come, and he's basically has put the team on his back, in my opinion, and he's been showing out. I just saw that clip when he missed a free throw, got back on defense, dang there, gave himself a concussion because he blocked somebody and hit his head on the rim. Yeah, like crazy athletic, crazy scary.
Yeah, he can jump.
Minnesota is they're doing that thing, man. I mean, last season, towards the end, they was you kind of saw them coming. Not number 2, not number 3, not number 1 coming. Yeah. But you knew that that team was headed in the right direction as far as trying to make the playoffs and things like that. So they really built this.
They've had a pretty consistent year.
Yeah, and they've at the top. They have, and they've held it. So that's super dope. The Clippers, after that trade with Harden, I didn't think that it was gonna work. But they found a way to make it work. Yeah. So much so that they're in the 4th spot. So the Clippers, you do got to, watch out for them.
Russ is out right now. But
again, you still got to have to watch out for the Clippers.
Yeah, they tough.
I don't know how they will perform in the playoffs, man, because, that's just a lot of egos on one team. And it's only one basketball. But, again, they made it work this far. I would be nervous about the Clippers as well.
The Lakers beat them 3-1 this year, but they definitely a tough team. I'm not gonna lie.
And playoffs is also a different game. New Orleans Pelicans is a surprise, man. They found themselves in the 5th spot. Zion obviously is staying healthy this year, so that helps them. This is probably the first full season with a healthy Zion. Yeah, hasn't if he's missed a couple of games, he hasn't missed that many. So New Orleans Pelicans is a team to be worried about. But again, they're young and they haven't all played together for very long. So
who's young?
The Pelicans? Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Zion's young.
I mean,
Ingram, he's getting up there a little bit. He's not old, but he got 27, 28. Then you got CJ McCollum.
He's around that same age.
But then Trey Murphy.
Yeah, he's been.
I think he's
pretty young.
Yeah, they okay. So, they kind of middle aged, I guess.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
They're a middle-aged team.
25-year-olds middle-aged is insane. But again, I don't know
basketball years.
Yeah, I know. But the Pelicans, again, I don't know how they will perform in the playoffs. Again, with them not has played as much time as they had together, except for this season.
Yeah.
Who knows? Phoenix Suns. I'm not scared of the Suns. I'm just not. They've
been finding ways to win games as of late.
They do.
And I'm gonna tell you, Grayson Allen,
he's been
on a heater.
Yeah,
like he has been their unsung hero. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you that he's starting to catch fire like Steph and them do, hitting 7, 8, 9 threes in the game. Yeah. Like he been on one. Yeah, he been on one.
I get it, man, but
that makes them scary.
We already know those are Luka's sons, bro. So we ain't tripping. We ain't tripping on Phoenix, man. We're not scared of Phoenix, bro. We're not scared of Phoenix. We have beat Phoenix too many times to be worried about some other effing Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Sacramento Kings, man, they took a step back this year. Wasn't expecting that. I thought they was going to pretty much try to build off of what they did last year.
Yeah.
But they're still in the mix, man. Right there. Like I said, it's all tied around in this area. The Mavericks, we shouldn't be at 8. But I'm not ready to talk about this shit. But we should not be at 8. I'll come back. Lakers, they're sitting at 9. Like Dallas and the Lakers are neck and neck. I didn't have them sitting at 9 either. But that's just how it is. Golden State is sitting there at 10. You don't think about those teams being that low, but that's just a testament to how these other teams are playing. So the West is wide open, and it's gonna be crazy coming down the stretch here.
It's going to be real crazy. And I guess I'll go ahead and just start talking about the Lakers. Sure. Well, I respect all teams. So, I'll get into the Lakers first, and then I'll go back into
going to talk about, and then get into the Lakers.
Well, Oklahoma City is one of those teams that they're really good. That's a young team right there. That's a young team. They're young, they're hungry. They're young, they're hungry, and they have a leader in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who the stat lines that he puts up every night, I swear his stats look the same every night. He gonna at least give you 30 to 31 points. He'll have about 8 rebounds and about 7, 8, or 9 assists. Like every night that I get notifications about his stats, it looks the exact same, which is crazy to me. So Denver, I agree with you. I think that eventually they'll be the number 1 seed in the West. They're gonna sew that up. With Minnesota, losing Cat is it hurts them, but at the same time, Anthony Edwards is on a tear, and he has put the team on his back, and he is a competitor. He also likes to talk noise as well to the older guys, which I like that because it's just like, the young boys is here now. We taking over y'all league and y'all feeling some kind of way. So I like Ant Edwards. I mean, he's a funny cat. The Clippers, although I don't like them, you got Kawhi, you got PG if he stays healthy, you got James Harden. Any one of them can go off on any given night. Yeah. And that's what makes them scary. Right. You know what I mean? You just never know whose game is going to be. You know what I mean? And they have grit. They I gotta get me some more words out the dictionary because I be wanting to describe these teams better, but the Clippers are scary. The Clippers are scary. But like I said earlier, the Lakers have beat them, but the playoffs are different. Mm-hmm. But I just like seeing us go up against them and be able to stay in games and actually compete. You know what I mean? Because they a tough team to beat. I remember when Kawhi and them first went to LA, and it was tough for the Lakers to beat them. They had beat them 7, 8 games in a row or something. Yeah. They finally. But anyway, the Pelicans. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be respectful, but the Pelicans is one of the teams that just don't scare me. Yeah. I'm not nervous. I'm never afraid. I always feel like the Lakers going to beat them. I don't care about if they down 15 points. I feel like the Lakers are still going to come back and win. They just don't. There are certain teams in the league that I'm like, okay, this is going to be a tough one. And then there are certain teams in the league I'm like, well, they can win this game tonight if they just do what they need to do. Yeah. And the Pelicans is one of that team. I don't know.
they've always been like the little brother.
Yeah, they are, because I feel like either AD or Bron will always dominate Zion. Even though the last time they did play the Pelicans, he had a decent game, but it didn't matter because the Lakers ended up winning. Like, I just, I think they got a lick on them once this year. The Suns, they are starting to get scary. Mm-hmm. They are starting to get, that big three is starting to play well with each other. I just checked the stats from the night. They all scored 20 plus. Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, Grayson Allen has been on a heater, man. He's been catching fire. I think he hit 4 threes tonight. I think he went 4 for 5. Oh, sure. But that's what I'm saying. I think he's the unsung hero. He's that X factor that's going. I don't know, man. You just
I'm not scared of Phoenix, bro.
Look out for the Suns, man.
I respect them, but I ain't scared of them.
Look out for the Suns. I mean, I'm not saying I'm scared of them just yet, but I feel like they coming. I feel like they're trying to put it together. The Kings, even though the Lakers lost to them the other night, they blew a 19-point lead.
Yikes.
And the Kings ended up winning that game handily. And so Lakers would try to get revenge on them this Wednesday. The Mavericks look really, really good. I feel like Luka, in my opinion, right now is the MVP, regardless of like the struggles that you guys have had. I guess he scored his 7th straight triple-double tonight.
Yes, sir.
Luka just different, man, and I think those pieces that y'all picked up at the trade deadline made y'all gonna be a tough out. Y'all gonna be a real tough out. And y'all are very athletic. Y'all got guys jumping out the gym, and it looks different in Dallas.
It does.
It looks different, and I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, it really looks different.
It does.
Kyrie gonna give you what he give you. You got THJ, even though y'all be mad at him most of the time. Y'all got some pieces. Y'all got some pieces.
Appreciate that.
The Lakers, I mean, look, we number 9. We are in the number 9 spot right now at 36-30, but I think we've won the last 12 out of 15. And the only reason that we not making it ain't really moving in the West is because it's so close over there. So any team can win or lose on any given night, and you'll go up 1, you'll go down 2, you go up. It's just crazy right now in the West. Yep. But I like the way the Lakers are looking. I'm not going to lie to you. This has been one of those seasons to where, it has been frustrating. It's been frustrating because you expect this team to be at least in the top 5 or the top 6. Yeah. And for them to struggle the way they have this year, prior to the trade deadline or whatever, they didn't really make any moves, but prior to the trade deadline, it's just like you expect more. But I will say that they did obviously win the in-season tournament, and you saw a glimpse of what they could be. But as of late, they've been playing some good basketball, even against Denver, which I feel like in the West, for me, Denver is the only team that I'm afraid of. That I'm just like, okay, we have not beat them in 7-8 games straight now at this point. Yeah. I think my only, saving grace, for lack of a better word, is all the games have been close. None of one of them games.
In the Laker game?
Yes, in the Western Conference Finals and in this regular season, all the games have been close. None of them have been really like blowouts like that. Right. The Lakers have had leads in these games and could not find a way to finish. Yeah. But like I said, I feel like they'll figure that out. I like where the Lakers are right now. I'm not saying that I like that they're in the ninth spot, but the way they look on the court, the chemistry is starting to get better. Their numbers look a lot better after the All-Star break. Yeah. I feel like they're hitting a stride.
So no more wanting to fire Darvin Ham?
Oh, I still don't want Darvin there. Okay. That ain't changed. Okay. I didn't really want to bring him up, but I want Darvin gone. That's just me. Yeah. But I'm not gonna, if we're winning games, I'll be quiet about him. Right. Even when we lose, I'm not just gonna put it all on Darvin, because I watch the games, you know what I mean? But I just don't trust Darvin as a coach, period. Okay. And I've seen too much now. I've heard things you can see how the players react to him, and it's just I don't know, something ain't clicking, something ain't right. Gotcha. and his rotations are questionable at times, and when he sits Brian and when he sits AD or when he plays him, like it just be when him not calling timeouts when he need to. They done went on a 15-0 run. You still ain't called a timeout, bro.
Crazy.
What's wrong with you? Like, hey, hello, I could be over there. Timeout. Like I can do that.
Stop the bleeding.
Like stop it, bro. So I still don't want Darvin there. But the Lakers, like I said, are making strides. My role players are starting to knock down their shots. We're supposed to be getting Vanderbilt back, which is one of our better defenders, and Gabe Vincent. I'm not sure what Gabe gonna give us. Really not too much worried about Gabe. I'm just worried about Vondo.
Okay.
I need Vondo to come back. His defense means something.
Yeah.
And so, but they looking good. Last night, AD had a historic stat line with 27-25. He had 5 assists, 7 steals, and 3 blocks.
That's crazy.
First person in NBA history to do that.
Played outside his mind.
Man, and so
as long as if he was just consistent.
That's what it is, and he has been consistent. Yeah. I'm honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. He has been consistent, but it's the games that he has bad games. Everybody holds it against him, and it's really not fair. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, if you played in the WNBA, everybody, let's just say you're an 80 type of player,
right? And
you putting up these numbers, but you have
a bad game.
You have like 5 or 6 bad games in the season, or 7 games in the season, and everybody's ready to. Oh man, Shalice, man.
Well, yeah, that's different. I mean, in the season, I mean, because you're not gonna be on all the time.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's
the point. But if you look at his averages, AD has had a really good season.
Yeah. And
so, I don't know. It could get scary. I'm just forewarning y'all. It could. I'm seeing some good things, but I don't want to get too excited because we'll be playing well and then we'll have one of them letdown games. Yeah. But Brian is still Brian. Oh, yeah. Shout out to my boy. 40,000 points, baby. 40,000 plus. He's the first person ever in NBA history to pass that 40,000 point threshold. And I'm as a fan, I'm just proud. I'm just proud of him. I'm proud of the things that he has accomplished. This man has been playing for forever, like for 21 years, and I've been able to see pretty much all of his accolades that he's accomplished, which is crazy. And 40,000 points to me is crazy. The man got a triple-double for his season, like his career stats. He got 40,000 plus points. I believe right now it's either at 10 or 11,000 plus rebounds. And I think like 10,000 plus assists. He's top 4 in assists, number 1 in scoring. I don't know, but congrats. I can't even believe that I left that off the list. Like I'm happy for Bron. Like he made history with that. And for him to be a pass first player and to have 40,000 points plus is crazy to even think about.
It is.
And so, but yeah. Enough about the Lakers. Like I said, I like the way they going. Okay, what?
I got a question for you.
What's up? Go ahead.
I remember,
I've been talking. I'm sorry, y'all. I just been rambling and talking.
You too. We want your Lakers takes.
You funny. Go ahead.
We want your Lakers takes. But earlier in the season, I asked you, and I told you I was going to ask you again when we got back to the halfway point. Mm-hmm. And you brought him up, and I was trying to catch you while you was there. But
not bad.
Is Anthony Davis a dog?
He is. He can be. And I believe that's what I said then.
Mm-hmm. So I was going to ask you again, so we're going to get to the middle of the
season. He is and he can be.
No.
AD,
you aren't.
He is.
Okay.
Because AD is one of them players to where you going to have to, in order for you to take him out his game, like you gotta see AD. You gotta guard AD. You can't just leave AD out there just all willy-nilly. Just let him do.
Facts.
We're gonna leave AD open and let Brian do his thing. You can't do that. You just can't. AD is a dog. And like I said, he put up a historic stat line last night. Mm-hmm. He's shown you what he could do. He's averaging, I want to say he's averaging about 25, 26, and 12 or something like that. But yeah, I feel like AD is a dog. I do. Now, it would help. Let's just say if he was like a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you know how he's been scoring like 30 to 31 points a night. it would help if he did that every night. Like, he had about 27 and 15 every single night. Then then it would be a question.
Yeah, it'd be unequivocally.
But AD is a dog.
Yeah.
He's one of the after Jokic and Giannis, it's AD.
Okay. That's fair. And then I want to ask you, now that we're at this point of the season too, and the Lakers right now are at 9, where do they end up in April?
As far as like seeding?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So they have like the 17th. They have the 17th easiest like rest of the season schedule. And I forgot who has the toughest. I think it's Golden State. I think no, it's not them. It's somebody else. I can see us at 7 or 6.
7 or 6? Yeah.
And that's if Phoenix drops some games because they hooping. Devin Booker is back. I think they figuring it out. But I can see us trying to get either that 7 spot, which that will put us in the play-in, or that 6 spot would solidify our playoff spot.
Yeah.
7 or 6. I don't want the 8th seed because I'm gonna be real. Denver gonna be number 1. I'm not trying to play them in the first round. If we had to, okay, we ain't ducking no smoke. But I gotta be smart. I don't want to see them in the first round. We can maybe give me them in the second round or the third. Don't give them to me in the first round. I don't want them in the first.
You want to be one and done, huh?
Nah. Not saying we would be. I just don't. That would be stressful for me. I know that would be a big series for them because that would be like the Western Conference Finals rematch. You know what I mean? So
first round,
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah,
6 and 7.
7 or 6. That's where I see us ending up at. I could see the Pelicans dropping. I could see some teams catching them.
Pelicans can be beat.
Yeah, so anyway.
That's dope. You done with the Lakers?
Yeah, I think I'm done with the Lakers. I say what I had to say about them. We'll see how as the rest of the season goes. Again, shout out to my boy Brian, 40,000. And yeah, that's it.
All right, GOAT talk right there.
Yep, GOAT talk. You heard him.
He's one of them.
Oh. I'm sorry. This is the last thing I will say. The Lakers have strung together some good wins. They beat the Bucks this past Friday. They beat Oklahoma City 3 times this year. They beat the Phoenix. They have beat the Phoenix Suns. I think 2 or 3 times this year. They went 3-1 on the Clippers. But and they should have beat the Kings this past Wednesday, but they tricked that game off. So they have gotten some really good wins against some solid quality teams.
Yeah.
They beat the New York Knicks when they were hot. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves just last night.
Yeah.
So this is why I say that I feel like they're coming. Like they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah. But anyway, that's all I got to say.
No, I mean that's dope. It's possible. I can see the Lakers, hovering around somewhere around there. I don't think they'll end the season in a nice spot. It could be anywhere between that 6 through 8 seed. Me personally, I could see that for them.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
But as far as my Mavericks, man, like I had said earlier in the episode, that we made some moves on the trade deadline. We brought in Daniel Gafford from Washington and PJ Washington from Charlotte. Great additions to the team. When we first got those guys, we were on a 7-game winning streak. Then we kind of hit a skid, and we had dropped maybe the last 5 out of the 6 games, and it kind of got us all a little worried. But I like to blame that on Jason Kidd. I would like to blame a lot of this stuff on Jason Kidd. For one, kind of same reasons that you probably don't like Darvin Ham is I don't think he utilizes his players correctly. I don't think he always puts them in the best possible situation to be successful. And that's my knock on Jason Kidd. I know our defense is still questionable, but we've brought in a rim protector. We brought in a supposed to be 3-and-D guy now. PJ is still trying to find his shot. Mm-hmm. But these past few games, he's been, getting over 10 or 12 buckets. And so he's starting to kind of find his groove and where he fits in on this team. And again, when you start getting new players in, it does take time to kind of mesh and gel, see how everybody play and get some schemes together and things like that. But I do feel like Jason Kidd, like I said, is not also putting the team in the best possible position to be successful. Luka's still doing it all, which that's just his game. I don't think that you can really take that away because Luka's going to get his points and he can score at will. And anytime he feel like it, Luka can go off. But he's still out there grabbing 10-plus boards a game right now. Like you had said earlier, he's on a 7-game triple-double streak. Just insanity. That's also a record that Luka has broken. So shout out to my boy Luka. Kyrie, he's been in a little shooting slump, but this past game with him in Chicago that just ended, looked like he was getting buckets tonight. Finally, I feel like Kid is listening to the fans or maybe somebody else. He's now starting Daniel Gafford, which he should have been doing that. There's no knock on Derek Lively. I think he's going to be an excellent bid as time goes on. But when you're in a win now mode and now we're fighting for playoff positioning and even to make the playoffs, you need to put your best out there. And not saying Lively's not that guy. He's just not that guy today. And I think he needs to come off the bench. And that's what he has been doing for the past couple of games, coming off the bench. Right now, Daniel Gafford is the best center we have. You have to play him, and he should start. Again, there's not gonna Lively. He's raw. I mean, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's give him time to develop. Don't just throw him in the lines then. Him and Gafford can split the minutes. You know what I mean? But I've liked what I've seen these past couple of games. We are, I believe, on a 2-game win streak. Now we got to just string some wins together, and I think we'll be all right, man. The defense has to improve. We have to lock in on both sides of the ball. We just can't be an offensive team. We can't go into games just expecting to, shoot lights out because, shoot is shoot, but every game you're not going to be on fire like that. So if you can't combat that with defense, you're going to lose. So I think we really just need to hone in on our defense. Derrick Jones Jr., man, he's had a hell of a season. I think he's found his way with the team, man. He plays a little decent defense, man. He gets his buckets when called upon, and he can knock down a 3. I've been loving his game. Like you said, this is a different Mavericks team. We are athletic. We getting up and down, and we're running. We're lobbing. We're talking. We're active. We're showing passion on the court. And I'm pleased at what I'm seeing. Of course, it's going to be bumps in the road. They were questioning, if the Kyrie and Luka can work. I think it absolutely can work, and it has worked. Again, they haven't just played a whole bunch of games together because, one is always out. But when they are on the court together, man, it's you got to pick your poison. And neither one of them are great on defense. But offensively, they're going to kill you. So teams got to plan for that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take extra care when you play against the Mavericks right now because there's a lot of stuff you got to look out for. I'm like I said, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with what we're doing. Grant Williams is now gone. Things that came out that he's probably not the best teammate. He's a talker. He's a yapper, and it's cool if you yap, but if you're gonna be yap, you got to be doing something on the court, and he wasn't. It didn't cost us much. We got PJ Washington in return, and so far that's worked out. He's a hometown kid. So, and the good thing about these trades, both of these guys look excited to be here.
Yeah, and
that's one thing you want when you trade for a player that they actually want to be here. It makes the whole experience better. But I'm just gonna continue to pay attention to these games, man, and they've been exciting. They've pissed me off at times, but generally the Maverick games have been exciting. And I feel like if we, put together some wins here, we can find ourselves, potentially sitting maybe like in the 5th or 6th spot. And if the playoffs was to end, not the playoffs, if the season was to end, and let's say Denver was number 1, I definitely don't. I'm with you. I don't want to play Denver. I would like to have the 7th seed so I can go ahead and play the Oklahoma City Thunder. They gave us fits, but we did blow them out, dang at 30 points the last time we had played them, I believe. So I think we played well with them. I think that'd be a nice little cool little matchup. But I can see if we can put some wins together, I can see us ending the season somewhere between the 5th and 7th seed.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
So yeah, we just gotta keep watching.
Also, Lakers have beat Boston without Brian and AD that one time too.
Yeah, that did happen.
They had some good wins. We beat y'all the last time we played y'all.
I don't think so.
We did, because the last time y'all played us, y'all were in LA.
Okay.
And we got y'all that game. But
okay.
Did we play y'all again?
I don't think so. It's possible. I know we got Golden State a few times.
Because at one point in time, I thought that you were supposed to play everybody in the conference 4 times.
I can pull up the schedule right now. And you want to play us so bad.
No. Because we honestly don't even know where we'll be in the season if we, who knows if the Stars will be playing.
We do not play y'all anymore.
So that's it.
Season.
Okay.
We are done with the Lakers.
Man.
You should have got us when you had the chance.
We did the last game. But yeah, so but y'all were a different team. Y'all that was before y'all made the trade.
Yeah, this is a different team.
But and I still wouldn't mind seeing y'all though with this team. Not scared. Yeah, not scared. Dallas is a team that
say it with your chest when you say it too.
And I'm not about to be disrespectful.
Oh, okay.
Dallas is a team that Luka, he can put fear in your heart.
Absolutely.
Kyrie.
Now Kyrie's not scared.
No, because it's the system. It's not Kyrie. It's the system. But he can go off at any given moment too.
He can.
But it's the new live threat for me. It's the Gaffords and the PJ Washingtons. Like, I'm not worried about Lively. AD gave Lively fits where that man couldn't get nothing going. But the Gaffords, they THJ knocking down shots and
when he's on,
But I respect Dallas. I'm not being disrespectful. I just be trying to play with you. That's all. But I like Dallas. I like Luka. So. Yeah. I guess we shall see, y'all.
We shall.
We stayed on the NBA a little bit longer than normal. We sorry about that.
We in the thick of the season. That's to be expected.
Yeah. And we behind. We late.
Yeah. We just trying to catch up. They don't mind.
So we had some catching up to do, but we actually got to move quick. Because we are kind of pressed for time. Yeah. March Madness is here.
Yes, it is.
March Madness is here. We're moving on to the next subject. Mm-hmm. The women's conference tournament games were crazy.
Yep.
And it's still some going on as well today, but the bigger ones happened yesterday and the day before. Mm-hmm. You want to just kind of jump into the specifics, real quick?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna really, hold y'all. LSU and South Carolina ended up playing for the SEC championship game, and it lived up to the hype.
It did.
It was a close game throughout.
Yeah, it was. It was a good game.
It was a battle. But it did get a little spicy. It got a little spicy.
It did.
At the end. So look, but leading into that, leading into that, Cardoso hits a crazy game winner the day before. They were playing Tennessee and she hits a 3-pointer at the buzzer. Her first career 3-pointer ever at South Carolina.
Yeah.
And it's 3 points to give them the win for the game, and so that was crazy within itself.
They undefeated record was almost
done. I had the tweet typed out and everything, like down goes number 1, but I did not send.
No, you didn't.
It did not hit the internet.
You gotta wait till that.
Yeah, you gotta wait. I knew that. That's why I just had it sitting there, but. It just looked like it was over until I seen that defense they was playing. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
It wasn't none defense. Straight line for the.
Me as a coach in that situation,
that's crazy.
Man up, get your girl. It's 1.3, 1.5 seconds on the clock.
Can happen.
Look, I want you in their face. Let them shoot. Don't foul them, but you need to be there. They need to see a defensive presence there. I don't care who it is. I don't care if she's 7 foot and shooting from 3. Yep. Go guard her. Yep. Period. And she was wide open, and she did what she did. She knocked that thing down. But anyway, back to the SEC championship game. Mm-hmm. LSU and South Carolina lived up to the hype. Did get a little spicy. It's been some suspensions given out. So
what happened?
Well, so what happened was. South Carolina was doing their things. I believe it's third quarter or fourth. No, it was fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, South Carolina doing their thing. They started going to run and they're starting to go, take off with the game. And I believe Flage has the ball in her hands. And I remember seeing a girl post up in the paint. I forgot who it was, but Football ends up ripping her. getting a steal. And so, of course, frustration ensues. And I don't know her name from South Carolina. The one with the dreads. You know what I'm talking about?
I know you're talking about Ashley.
Yeah, so she kind of like walks past Flage and says something.
Yeah, somewhere.
And Flage kind of pushed her like, lightly. Yeah. And so that kind of got her lit even more. She's like, yeah, that was the one that dunked at the beginning of the season. Fast break dunk. Yeah. They done did some crazy stuff this year. But so then Flage pushes her. She like, yeah. So then I guess Cardoso sees Flage push her teammate. Right. And she pushed her hard. Like, she pushed Flage down to the ground, baby. Like,
girl, Cardoso's big, bro.
She huge. So then, of course, like, that causes commotion right there at the middle of the scorers table. And Flage hops up and is saying some stuff. And then you see Haley Van Lift saying some things. And then out of the stands, here comes Flage's brother hopping over the rail, hopping over the scorers table. And he down there with them for what we don't know, but he was, I guess, trying to take up for his sister, and he just wasn't thinking in that moment. The coaches were out there. I mean, it was a lot going on. Yeah. Angel was away because she had just recently rolled her ankle. She had just rolled her ankle again. And so when she saw everything going on, she kind of just walked towards the end of the bench, which I don't blame her for that because I'm like, okay. Like, what? First of all, this is my second ankle roll in 2 games. Like, I'm not worried about y'all. Shoot, the tournament about to start.
Right.
But it was a little spicy, man.
It was.
Even, what Kim Mulkey said, in the post game conference, she was just like, or press conference, she was just like, she wished Cardoso would have pushed Angel instead of Flage. Yeah. And we all knew what she meant by that, but that's why I like Kim, because she's not afraid to. And the older she gets, the more like
she say whatever.
She just say what she want, and she stands on business. Period. She don't care. Like, she don't care what y'all think.
What kind of shoes she be having on when she be standing on business?
Girl, some expensive ones. I know that. But so I said all that to say, like, what do you think about the whole ordeal? Because we were watching at Pluckers. Yeah. So what do you think about how everything went down in the SEC championship game?
Okay, so for one, shout out to South Carolina for taking care of business. Undefeated. Yes. That's game, that's squad. But we have much love for LSU. I think it's good for the game of basketball, especially for the women's game. I mean, this is what everyone is talking about, right?
Yes.
So it's good. It's good for the attention to exposure of, women's college basketball, and it makes it for exciting. I like competitive things. I like when things get a little testy. Yeah. A little spicy. I like that. I think that's good. Now, Flage brother, totally out of line. That would, like, what were you gonna do, sir? What did you jump over that? All coming out the stands to actually do? You're a man. These are a bunch of young women. Yeah. What were you? What was the thought process? So what was gonna happen when you got down there? You was gonna start knocking out hoes? What was going on? So that was kind of crazy, and I read he ended up getting arrested, which, I mean, duh.
Got an assault charge on him.
Yeah, see, that's
3rd degree or something assault charge.
Because now with that, come on, man.
And I'm sure he ain't gonna be able to go to the games. He's
gonna be suspended. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But so was that worth it? It wasn't. Let them ladies jaw jack, a little shoving. Everybody goes to their respective benches or go to their respective locker rooms, and we're moving on to the next game. It happens in sports. It's a competitive nature. It's a big game. They know millions of people are tuning in. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
But it made it fun.
It did.
And everybody has apologized, sent out their apologies and things like that, which is cool. I mean, you always want to be a good sport, but it's basketball, it's sports, it's the adrenaline, it's the passion, and I love it. And not that I want to just see violence and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm cool. I'm cool with a little shove and a little trash.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
That just happens. I mean, you do that on like when you're playing street ball. Yes. I mean, because when you're competitive, these things happen. You know what I'm saying? But nobody was about to go out there and just start a whole out brawl. I would hope not. Right. But I mean, hey, I like it. I like it, and the game lived, like you said, it lived up to everything that it was supposed to be. Man, I cannot wait till the tournament starts.
Oh my gosh, I can't either because these games.
And I would love for them to see each other again in the
I would love
if
that
the basketball guys could just do that for us, that'd be amazing.
We deserve another rematch. We deserve it. Even though I don't think they done beat them 16 times in a row. I don't know if they just got what it takes to beat South Carolina.
Nobody really has what it got to take to beat South Carolina.
Tennessee almost had it.
They did, man. But a broke clock is right 2 times out the day.
You right.
You can catch somebody slipping, bro.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's no team that really can F with South Carolina, and it's evident. Them ain't lost the game in over 700 some days.
No, I agree. I'm right there with you.
You understand?
I'm rooting for him as well.
So, and Don Stelly is the GOAT. Bad.
Yeah, so
what you think?
Yeah. I think Don is a go, but I think that game was great. It lived up to the hype. I'm all for a little pushing and shoving, like you said. It happens, and apologies were sent out, but some people feel like the girls shouldn't be apologizing for that because a lot of people feel like women's basketball is a little bit more exciting than men's basketball right now, and I'm strictly talking NCAA, college sports. And it has been, honestly. Girls been carrying this year. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, they've been carrying.
They carried last year.
I love everybody, as far as playing basketball goes. Sure. This is not a woman versus a man thing. It's none of that. It's just the ladies have been carrying this year.
They carried last year.
They've had a lot more viewers watching them. A lot of people have been saying, can you name 5 college, male college players versus 5 female college players. You can't. Yeah, I can't. I can't name 5 male college players besides Bronny. That's it. That's all I know. I don't know nobody else.
Right. It ain't great anyway.
But, the things that these young ladies have been doing this season have been amazing. Yeah. And one in particular, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, man.
Who has declared for the WNBA draft, so she will no longer be at Iowa next year because she would just continue to shatter records. Yeah. But that lady right there is a hooper. And
yes, she is.
And I love her passion and her game. And she set a lot of records this year. I'm just going to go ahead and go into it because we pressed for time at this point. So she declared for the draft. Okay, so obviously Indiana will be taking her at number 1.
And Aaliyah Boston teaming up.
Yeah, but it'll be her and Aaliyah Boston playing together in Indiana. That could be exciting. Mm-hmm. She is the Big Ten. She holds the Big Ten all-time scoring record. Mm-hmm. She is the 6th player in Division I history with 1,000 career assists, and I believe that's on the women's side. I think it's both sides, women and men. Yeah. She passed Kelsey Plum on February 15th to become the NCAA Division I women's career scoring leader.
That's what's up.
And in her final regular season game as a collegiate athlete, she passed Pete Maravich to become the all-time leading scorer among men's and women's players. So.
Hey, let's clap it up for Caitlin Clark.
That doesn't even scratch the surface. She has so many awards, so many accolades, but we just kind of wanted to highlight some of the main ones, the ones that she broke this year.
Right.
And so I know I'm excited to see her play on the next level. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I feel like she will have to get better as far as ball handling goes. Mm-hmm. But when we talk about just shooting, being able to assist the ball, she can pass, she can rebound. I believe she'll be more so of a scorer and an assister. Yeah. WNB. I don't know if she'll get too many rebounds. Nah. Like that. Yeah, like she was like the triple-double she was getting. Yeah. But what you think about Caitlin? How you feel about it? What you looking forward to?
Well, I would definitely say this. After the tournament last year, we said that Caitlin Clark is gonna go on a tear. And she did. Mm-hmm. She did exactly that. She wanted to make a statement. And I think she has, and she has solidified herself in college, men and women college sports. Like, her name
sports
is there,
history.
And it may be a while before somebody even break that. So shout out to Caitlin Clark, man. I never was a Caitlin Clark hater. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like you. I'm ready to see what she does in the next level. I don't know straight off the bat she's just gonna come out and be just amazing again, because this is the best of the best, and these girls are bigger in the WNBA, and it kind of like
the pace is faster.
It's faster, and to the point of Cheryl Swoops, people had got mad at her, and she was trying to talk about how these college girls is not going to be as an easy transition as people may think.
Right.
And I agree. So, but again, it's one of those things. It's one of those wait and see. I think Caitlin Clark. Everybody think, Caitlin Clark's going to carry the WNBA, and if she does, great.
She could help carry it. I don't know if she's going to carry it by herself.
Nah.
Now she get up there and start doing some, she start looking like Steph for real.
Yeah.
Then okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But I think she will help carry it.
I think so too. I think eventually we got to see what that looks like. See what her game looks like on that kind of stage and on that next level.
Yeah.
So but I'm excited to see. And Indiana, I still don't even think that's enough, man. Indiana is really, really rebuilding. But it's going to be exciting to watch and see, for sure. So, shout out Caitlin Clark.
Shout out to Caitlin Clark. Shout out to all the young ladies that's doing their thing at the collegiate level. It's a lot of freshmen making noise, too.
Killing it. Juju,
Hidalgo.
Yep.
And some Malaysia Fulwiley, Morrow at LSU.
Yeah,
and
she like a junior.
I thought she was a freshman. I'm tripping.
Man,
okay,
she's in that quarter.
let's take that one out.
That's all good.
But it's just a lot of young women doing their thing.
Yeah,
at that level, and so
it's gonna keep getting
women's sports, man.
It's lit.
It's lit.
It's lit.
You got rappers and celebrities at these games.
We said, how do you draw attention? Come to
and they doing it. You know what I mean? Like, they on social media talking about it. Like, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Just get with it.
But they hoopers, though, ain't nothing but little hoop. That's it. They out there hooping and they playing basketball. Are they high flyers? No. Are they catching alley-oops? No. But they out there hooping and giving it their all.
Man, throwing some disgusting passes, too.
Yeah, of course. Like, I'm a sucker for a good pass. I love me a good dime. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, women's sports, man. We here.
Tap in. All right. Let's get to our next topic then. Hey, Beezy, drop that beat for me.
Yeah, it ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, we won't stay long, but we will be remiss not to mention that the MLB baseball season is getting ready to start, man. It is March, so you know what that means. Opening day is around the corner, and the Texas Rangers are your defending World Series champions, so I'm excited about that, man. And it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to try to repeat this thing, and I don't know if we will, but all I know is we got our championship, we got our ring, we got our banner gonna fall down on I believe it's gonna be March 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely gonna tune in. That's gonna be a nationally televised game, as you know, of course. We did, unfortunately, we lost a couple of players from our championship team. We lost who I said we lost? We lost Jordan Montgomery. He was part of our pitching staff, and I was kind of sad that we couldn't get no deal done. I forgot where he ended up going to. I think St. Louis or somewhere like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But losing Jordan Montgomery it's tough. We also lost Aroldis Chapman. He was our closer. Yeah. I know you really don't give a damn.
Who, Chapman?
Yeah.
Chapman was okay, yeah. Chapman was probably the one I didn't like.
Yeah, he would come in the game,
Yeah, he would.
But he kept us. He got us to the playoffs.
I was thinking about Leclerc.
Leclerc. I know you like Leclerc.
Yeah.
But Rodgers is gone, man, and so there's been some changes. But we also Travis Jankowski. We did re-sign him. Do you remember him? He kind of came in towards
the last. I do.
So
with the long hair.
Yeah. So that was pretty good, man, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to this season. Do you think we can repeat, or how do you see the Rangers season going?
It's always tough in the MLB to try to win back-to-back championships. It's going to be tough because I swear every year it's a new team that's just like, ooh, they on fire right now. Like, they came out of nowhere. They playing some baseball. Yeah. And so I don't know just yet if I can see them repeating. Right. Because it's going to be tough. We went 7 with Houston.
Yeah, we did.
We went 7 with Houston, and we was fortunate enough to, take care of business whenever we got to the championship round. But I don't know. At least we're gonna see. I've been trying to keep up with the spring games or whatever, just to kind of see how we've been. But I haven't really been looking at like who's scoring, right? And, I just been kind of looking at the scores, And so, but I will say that, like you said, we got our ring, we got our banner. Yeah, I'm not satisfied though. I do want to see us back in the playoffs, and I do want to see us competing, of course. But I just can't say that I could see us getting back to the World Series just yet.
Yeah, too early to call, but I would like for us to, man. And I'm excited with this upcoming season. Really, for me, baseball really doesn't get fun to me until to after the All-Star break, more so playoffs. But I feel like I think we'll have a better gauge on the team by this, by that time, by the summer, just kind of see where we are. I'm not gonna hold them if we don't come out the gate swinging. I mean, baseball's a long season. They play, a lot of games, right? Like 140 some of them games. So I'm not gonna sweat them if we don't. Like I said, I'm not gonna sweat them if they come out the gate and it doesn't look good. But by All-Star break, like around July, we should know what we are and who we are. So we'll keep y'all updated, with the Rangers and and some of the other little teams. Real quick too, what's his face? Ohtani, he goes to the Dodgers. Oh, so the Dodgers are always scary. They don't really do too much once they get to the big dance, but they're always scared, and with Ohtani there with Mookie Betts and all of them, hey, that you got yourself some batter box.
He won't be pitching, but he definitely will be hitting. Ohtani. Absolutely. So, and then also All-Star game is here.
It is.
This season. It'll be in Arlington, Texas.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to try to move around.
I wanna go to the home run derby. Yeah, that's where I wanna go.
That'd be dope. See what I wanna do. That.
Yep.
But that's all I had, man. About MLB Rangers and stuff like that. I feel like we probably then came to the end of the episode.
Yeah, I believe that's the end of the episode. Sorry, this was a little lengthy one, but we've been away and we kind of just wanted to touch up on everything we could in this episode. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening.
That's a wrap on episode 25. But before we get out of here, man, if you have not listened to our previous episodes, go back, listen to it, and then come back and listen to this one, or however you want to do it. I don't care, but make sure y'all check out that Jamie episode, man. I believe that's episode 23, man. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went to that episode, so please check that out. And just keep coming back. Also, what we're going to try to do, don't hold me to it, but, we're going to bring back our second annual Loc'd in Madness bracket challenge. So be on the lookout to that on our social medias. Everybody that participated should have gotten the invite to come back and participate again. But if you're new to it, simple. That's all you got to do. Follow us on one of our social medias. You can follow us on Facebook at LOCD, the letter N Sports spelled the correct way. Follow us. Send us a little message. Say, hey, I want to be part of the Loc'd in Madness bracket challenge. Give us your email. We'll send you an invite. It's free. But the money, you win. If you're in the top 3 spots, you win some money at the end of it. So be on the lookout for that. You can also follow us on Instagram at LOCD, the letter N Sports. Again, if you want to be a part, follow. Hit us in the DMs. We'll send you a link. And where else can they follow us, Velz?
You can also follow us on X, aka Twitter. That's at LOCD, the letter N, Sports spelled the correct way. Follow us on any one of those social media platforms. That way you can sign up for Loc'd in Madness. And also just interact with us, period.
Because, that's what we want to do. We want to holler at y'all.
Yep.
All right. So make sure y'all go do those things, man. Shout out to Dev at the My Thoughts, My Opinion Sports Podcast. He always holding us down. Also, shout out to Ant-Man at the Beat the Clock Sports Podcast. He's also a good supporter of ours. And I just want to give one more shout out to my mother. You're doing great. I love you. We're going to get you home soon. And, we out. It's the one and only Lyse.
And it's your girl Velz, a.k.a. Velly Vel, if that's what you want to call me.
And together we are Loc'd in Sports.
Peace.
I like sports and that's it.